Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Can't Stop Talking podcast. My first question is, do you want your manifestation? If you just answered yes, then it's time to lock the fuck into this episode because this is the episode where we're not playing around anymore. We are getting what we want because I have seen the number one mistake that people are making over and over again in the past couple of weeks. They're stopping them from their manifestation. And they're like, I don't understand why my manifestation's not here yet. And I'm like, I do. And it's time to tell all of you. I hope the whole world hears this podcast episode. And if you need to listen to this again and again, I know I'm going to need to listen to this podcast episode again and again. So I'm so excited. Before we get into that, if you listened to the last episode, you guys know that my friend was asking me if I wanted to go to a concert with her. It was on a Tuesday night. The concert tickets were like $170 for one of the bands I didn't know. And I was like, oh, I'm okay. I'm not going to go. And as it got closer, she was like, please come with me. Like, I'll give you the ticket for half off. I just really need someone to go. So I said, yes. I was like, I'm in. Let's do it. Let's go. I went to that concert, you guys. It was hands down the best concert I have ever been to in my life. And I've been to a lot of concerts. This will be like my fourth year at Coachella. I was absolutely shocked. But the moral of this story that I want to tell you guys is life is being lived right now. Like I could have been like, oh, it's a Tuesday. I can't go. Like tomorrow I have work. But like the work week is made up, right? Like someone decided that we were going to work these days. Like I was like, oh my God, what if I died tomorrow? Like, I want you guys to start living your life right now. Stop waiting for the weekend. Stop waiting for that thing outside of you to happen. Stop waiting till, you find love or success or whatever else it is you're searching for and decide to start living right now because the present moment is all we fucking have. And I don't want you guys to wake up one day and realize that you kept waiting for something outside of you to start living. Your life has already started. It's time to catch up. And if you guys want to know, the concert was Kate Renata and Justice. I am blown away. It was absolutely amazing. It was the best thing ever. And I'm just so grateful that I took the risk, and you always get the reward when you do that. So this goes perfectly into today's episode about how you guys have forgot that you are the creator of your reality because you are playing the victim. And I keep seeing this with my clients, with my friends, that we forget. And here's the thing, I forget daily that I have to remind myself of this. Like I have to lock in and be like, wait a second, I'm letting my life happen to me instead of creating it. And why does this happen? Manifestation is simple. It's really simple, right? We know your thoughts and your feelings create your reality. It's so simple. But we forget this because we want to be the victim because you actually get a reward. You get dopamine from being the victim. Because here's the thing, our ego loves being able to predict what's going to happen next because it keeps us safe, or it thinks it keeps us safe, right? And so if you tell yourself, I'm bad at manifestation, and then you don't get your manifestation, your ego's like, see, I told you we weren't going to get our manifestation. And so that's why we like to be the victim. But you have to remember daily, oh my gosh, I'm playing the victim right now. I am literally letting my reality happen to me. And so what does it look like to be the victim? To be the victim, it's like, oh, my reality, what I see with my senses, what I can touch, all this stuff is true, right? And you are saying that your reality, right, is making you think and feel this way. To be the creator, you remember it's the opposite. The way that you think and feel is what is projected out into your reality. It's a mirror. So many of you are like, oh my gosh, I'm in a funk right now, or this isn't going my way, and I'm just going to wait till one day that it fixes itself. Well, guess what? You're going to keep having the same thing happen to you over and over again. Why? I actually wrote this down. This is really, really interesting. So like I said, your ego wants to predict what's going to happen next. And actually, that will have you recreating the same timeline because you think you're protecting yourself from disappointment. But what you're actually doing is manifesting the exact disappointment you're trying to avoid because then you are expecting it. So a lot of people are like, I'm scared to get excited about this because then what if it doesn't work out? Who the fuck cares, right? I would rather get really excited about my manifestation and fully think that it's coming and it not come than live with the regret of not actually, getting excited for it and actually trying to get it. Because here's the thing, a lot of you are like, I'm going to start manifesting. I believe that this is possible. And then one little thing happens in your reality and you're like, nope, I'm not the creator. Life just happens to me, right? Instead of deciding that you can get excited for what you want, and when your reality shows the opposite, you can continue to get excited. And who cares if you're disappointed? Let's be honest. Let's be fucking honest. Who cares if you're disappointed? Because you can either get your manifestation or be disappointed. I don't care. You're not going to die. Has anyone ever died from disappointment? No. So it's like, want what you want and really fucking go after it. And so what I'm seeing, the number one mistake is that people keep on questioning their reality instead of deciding what's happening. So for example, they'll be like, what if no one wants to pay these prices? What if my prices are too high? No, you decide. No, everyone wants my prices. Everyone loves my prices. Everyone wants what I'm selling always. Like, you get to decide, right? And so I have so many freaking stories of this. The story of my house, right? When I manifested this house, they told me that this house was actually going to someone else because there was a lot of applicants, right? Who were like, I wanted this house. They had a better application than me. So the house goes to someone else, right? And I literally said, nope, this house is mine. I didn't let my 3D reality of someone telling me like, that's not your house. I was like, nope, this house is mine and I'm going to get it. Guess what happens? A week later, they come back and they said, oh my God, those people wanted to live by the beach. This house is all yours. Stop letting your reality bully you. Stop acting like the victim. Start getting your desires. Another one, my brother during Christmas just had his baby. I told this last week on the podcast, and he was like, we're not coming home for Christmas anymore. And I was like, I need to see my nephew. And so what did I do? I said, nope, this is what's happening instead. I said, nope, they're coming home. I did not sweat. I did not freak out. I did not worry. I said, nope, this is what's happening. And then I got back into the present moment. Literally the next day, they were like, just kidding. We're coming. Can't wait to see you. And it was the best Christmas ever. Next, right? Last year, I was going to the Sphere for like New Year's. And my friend had got us tickets. And the night before we're going to the Sphere, she goes, oh my God, I fucked up. Apparently, these are the worst tickets in the Sphere. It's the only place in the Sphere that you can't see like the screens really well. And she was like, I'm freaking out, right? I look at that message. I didn't even respond. I go, nope, we're going to have amazing seats, period. Literally like that. And I went back to the present moment. Like, I didn't even think about it after that. And what happened in my brain, I go, nope, and I literally said to myself, either, a rich guy in Vegas is going to get our new seats, or, we're going to find seats that are open and just sit there instead. And so I didn't even think about it. On the way to the concert, my friend calls me and she goes, guess what, you guys? I literally found a row of 6 seats open. I bought them. No need to pay me back. I felt really bad that I picked the wrong seats to begin with, which is crazy. Like, the fact that it came through my friend paying for them was insane. And so what happens next, right? The story gets even better. She puts the original tickets on StubHub. She made more money from those tickets than she did having to pay the difference. So she made her freaking money back. And we got to sit in the most incredible spot. Literally, we turned around when we got there and we said, oh my God, have you been to the Sphere before? To these random men behind us. And the guy goes, not since I built it. Our spots are so good that one of the engineers who built the Sphere, was sitting behind us. Not in front, behind us. Because that's how you command your reality. And so I keep seeing this, right? You guys have to decide. I have a client and she wanted to do this pop-up for her business. And so she did one pop-up. It didn't go that well. And she was like, I don't understand why this happened. Like, what do I need to do? What extra more do I need to do? And I was like, well, where were your thoughts at? She wasn't expecting for it to go her way. And so she was like, I want to do another pop-up, but I'm nervous that the same thing's going to happen. I'm like, why would you be nervous? You get to decide the outcome. And so I said, before this pop-up, I want you to decide. Everyone wants what I'm selling. This pop-up is a success. Like, stop letting your reality decide for you. You decide, right? And here's the thing, I keep seeing that you guys are questioning, right? What if no one buys? What if this happens? What if, no, literally say no. This is what's happening instead. That easy. I'm not even kidding. Here's the process. You say no, this is what's happening instead, and then you get back into the present moment. And so she decided that this was going to be the best pop-up ever. Goes to the pop-up. What happens? She sells so many freaking products. It's completely night and day. She said everyone was coming to her booth, right? Because she stopped questioning and she started deciding. That's the difference. This same client, she was like, oh, there's this guy that, I just met that I really like, but like, what if he has a girlfriend? No, you get to decide your reality. Decide he's single. Guess what happened? He was single after that. Stop questioning your reality. Stop believing everything, right? Literally. And I always say this to you guys. The truth is that we can only see 0.0000001% with our eyes. Like, we can't see all of reality. That's such a small bit of reality. We have no idea what's going on that we can't see. And so I want you guys to really start, oh my God, it doesn't matter what's happening in your life. It doesn't matter if my circumstances are different. No, you're just deciding that your circumstances are different because you want to be the victim. You can decide it doesn't matter. I am the creator, so I get everything I want. And so I have another client who she was manifesting a job. It literally fell on her lap. It came right to her. And she applied for the job, interviewed, and they were like, we really want to hire you, but we're confused why you said that you finished school on your resume and you haven't finished school. And we usually rescind these offers, but we'll, get an explanation from you. And my client was like, oh my God, what do I do? Like, I'm so annoyed. Like, am I not going to get this job? And I literally go, nope. Law of assumption. Whatever you assume is what's going to happen in your reality. So I said, assume that this makes them want you even more. That they're like, oh my gosh, she was so honest in her response. We want her. We need her. Like, we're giving her the job. So she responded. She told them why, that she said that she finished school, but she actually hadn't. And guess what? She got the job. Something that most people would be like, well, now I'm not going to get the job. And so this is happening and XYZ. And so this, I want you guys to stop doomsdaying in your head a future case scenario. And instead say, nope, this is what's happening instead. You have the power. And so I just keep seeing this. We keep letting our reality boss us around. We keep on saying, oh my gosh, this can't happen for me, right? And guess what? It feels better when we're like, this can't happen for me, because then you feel like you're not in control of your life. When you get to play the victim, you're like, this happens to me, instead of I control my life. And taking accountability is a scary fucking thing. And so I want you guys after this podcast to be like, wait a second. I create everything in my reality. It doesn't matter how big or small. I want you guys to start realizing that you can do this all the time, right? I do this all the time. One of my guy friends, we were leaving a trip that he was driving, and he was like, I have bad news. The coolant in my car isn't working, so the air conditioning isn't working for a 7-hour trip. He was like, we're going to have to stop and hopefully get the car fixed. I literally said to him, I was like, I'll manifest it. He was like, what the fuck? And I was like, truly. So I said, nope, it's just magically fixed. We go to stop on the way to get the coolant fixed. And he's like, let me just try the air conditioning. The air conditioning starts working. And it's never stopped working since. And that's why all my friends are like, you're a witch. And I'm so fucking creeped out. And so the last story I will give you guys on this is one of my clients was having a really quiet launch, and it was like silent. And she was like, I don't know what to do. This means that I'm not going to get anyone in my launch. And I was like, you are deciding that the silence means that you aren't going to get anyone in your launch. Why don't you decide the meaning of the silence? Why don't you decide that this silence means that people are waiting to sign up? They're excited. They're watching you post. They're just getting their money together, right? And she was like, all right. She did that. What happened? She went from a quiet launch to $7,000 like a week later. You decide your reality. I don't care how bad your reality is right now. I've actually been addicted to watching videos on TikTok of this guy. I should get his name. He like gives money to the homeless. He's amazing. I'm obsessed with him. And these people it's so cool because the day before they'll be like, I was praying to God. Like I was really like this one guy, he said he had a dream the night before that he was going to get $1,000 and the guy gave him $1,000 the next day. And so there's people who are homeless, who have nothing, who their circumstances look like nothing could ever go right for them, who are still believing in faith. And then the Savior comes and gives them the money. Like, I need you guys to start believing in miracles because miracles happen every fucking day. Let them happen for you. So I want you guys to start getting cocky. I want you to start getting this God complex. I want you guys to start being like, I get everything I want. Everything. Everything. I always get what I want. And when you find yourself being a victim, I want you to say, nope, this is always working out for me. And the biggest thing that has helped for this, because we're constantly in the past and we're constantly in the future in our heads, right? We're thinking thoughts of the future. We're thinking thoughts of the past. We're never currently here. The biggest help has been getting into the present moment. I made a whole course on that in my membership. If you want to join, the link's below. But if you're like, I love everything you're about, I just want to be in your energy, I'm not ready for the membership yet, I have a free community also linked below. Join that because we're just having so much fun in both, like truly. And so I love you guys so much. I want you to start realizing that, it's time to stop moping. It's time to stop being in a funk. It's time to stop being the fucking victim. It's time to stop being like, why is this happening to me? Woe is me. And remember that you get to create your reality. Start saying, no, this is what's happening instead. And watch, no matter what your circumstances are, they will change. Stop. Every time you go to questioning, oh my gosh, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if this doesn't go my way? This is what happened last time, so this is what's going to happen again. No, the only reason that's happening again is because you're predicting the same outcome. Decide a different outcome. Start saying, no, this is who I am now. I am the person who always gets what they want, so this is how my reality is going to go, and command that fucking shit. I love you guys so much. I'm so proud of you, and I just know that I'm going to get so many success stories from this episode. Why? Because I am deciding that I am. All right, I love you guys.